with another monthly budget breakdown. Okay, I am looking forward to the month of May because hopefully I can get back on a track with some things. April and March was just a doozy. If you have not seen my face-to-face video, go ahead and watch that. I will link it at the end of the video. It'll be on the end screen, so it'll be easy for you to click and go to the next one. But I'm hoping that I can get back on the right track in May and beyond. So, so let's see if we can get into it. Okay. All right. So I did the start date for 5/7 because that's my first pay of the month of May. Anything before 5/7 is literally coming out of April's budget. So I just decided to do from 5/7 to 5/31. All right. And starting off with my 9 to 5 income. Okay, so let's keep in mind in that last video I was talking about how I was going to budget 1,500 instead of 1,731 because I want $231 to go towards savings only, and then 1,500 both pays would bring me about $3,000, and my expenses were less than 3,000 and gave me some money left over for my variable as well. So I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to break that down in this layout so that the money is still accounted for. Okay. So here's pretty much the breakdown right here of the income summary. As I've already done it, so I'm just going to go over what's happening here. The remaining to budget is $0 because I'm a zero-based budgeter. I am single, and yeah, all of my expenses and all that kind of stuff I take care of, and yeah, that's that. So let's get into it. Okay, first of all, I want us to see, let's look at debt really quickly. Y'all know I've been trying to pay my debt off, right? Go look at the last video for my debt update. This is 6.4. Now, if you remember back in the month of March, I said that it was a high number. It was like 23% was going towards that. 23% of my income in March was going towards that. Here we are in May. And what I said I was going to do, which was get more going into my savings and less into debt in comparison to the month of March, because I had little in savings and more in debt. I have been able, y'all. Let's go to, oh no, what is really going on? Okay, hold on. May. Okay, look at that, guys. I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do, and I am getting my debt down and taken care of, and my savings is increasing. And I feel good about that because it lets me know that I'm on the right track. Okay, so I have rent, and so I have the due dates and everything like that. And then I have rent, car payment, car insurance, Verizon, Xfinity, utilities, Shopify, and then I have my subscriptions. So these are my bills. These are my subscriptions. Okay. Some of which I think I may still cut out, but we'll see. We'll see what I want to do with those in a little while. So overall, my bills ends up coming to $2,421.21. Now, if I was to do bringing the $3,000, that would leave me with a remaining balance for the month of, 1 second, let me calculate, $2,423.21. That would leave me with a remaining balance of $576.79. Okay, great. That sounds good to me. So, and that's outside of the savings, right? Because again, 231 is automatically going towards savings. So the 1,500 per pay, which is $3,000, that is supposed to cover expenses and variable expenses. Okay. And so having $576.79 left over to cover my variable expenses, chef's kiss, I love it. Okay. So let's go over expenses next. So I have gasoline, Debonnaire, which is my spending money, groceries, dine out, miscellaneous, giving, and buffer. And so I have $100 going into giving, $40 into my personal spending, $100 towards groceries, 40 towards dine out, 45 towards miscellaneous, 15 towards giving, and my buffer will have $15.39 left in it. Should have that left in it from the month of May in my account at the end of the month. Okay. I will let you know, which I have not been doing. I will let you know if that buffer is in there. If nothing else is in there, I should have by the end of May $15.39. I'll let you know if it's in there. So all of those expenses comes to $355.39. I'm going to skip over savings for a second. I'm going to go over to debt. Okay, let's go back to the month of March. Just want to show y'all when we go to the month of March, I had one, two, three, four, five, six debts to pay off, and it totaled $795. Okay. At the end, I only ended up paying $668. But let's go to May now. Let's go back to May. If you look at May, I only have three, so I've gotten rid of three. I only have three, and there is only $221.40 going towards debt. And that's not because I have skipped any debts or said I'm not going to pay for the month of May. That just means that three of the debts have been eliminated and I am shrinking my debt as planned. Y'all, I feel so good about that. Now, this is definitely a misspelling, so I'm going to correct that. All right. Okay, so now I have my savings. So the 231, let me just go back over. 1731, I'm bringing 1500 per check to cover bills, expenses, debts. Okay. So that means that gives me $231 from each paycheck that goes directly towards savings challenges. So for the entire month, I will have $462 going towards savings. Okay. Now, I say savings challenges, but that doesn't mean that I will be putting $462 into savings challenges, right? It may be $231 going towards savings challenges and $231 going directly into my high yield or factoring out another method to save that 231. I'm not sure. I'm saying that to say I may not be bringing $462 to the YouTube budgeting world, but it would still be put towards savings in some kind of way. So what I mean by that is I may just take $231 and do savings challenges with that, and then take the other $231 and break it up amongst my sinking funds and my OMA binder, which is 1 month ahead. I may just take $131, just put it into my high yield savings, take the other $100, break it up into my sinking funds and the other 231 and put it in savings challenges. There's going to be a variety of ways that I choose to spend it. Even though I just have savings challenges here, that's only because I've not specifically decided how much I want to put towards which sinking fund. But just saying, keep in mind that not all of the 462 may come in the form of a savings challenge. However, it will be saved. I hope that makes some kind of sense. Okay. And so this gives me, after all of these numbers are calculated, this gives me a remaining budget of $0. So my income for this month is $3,462. Like I say all the time, this is after taxes, this is after health deductions. Y'all, hold on for a second. Y'all, I did the calculation. I am almost paying $40,000 a year between health deductions and taxes. And tax season come around and they barely want to give me anything back. Get out of here. Y'all, when I saw that, I said, this is absolutely absurd. How much they taxing us, bro. It's crazy. But anyway, let me get back to it because I can go on a whole rant. Okay. They got a nerve to want to be garnishing people checks for student loans. What? After y'all are robbing us blind in these taxes, bro. Let me get off my soapbox real quick before I get upset. Okay. Okay, so 1731 is after all of the deductions and my tithe. And so $3,462 is my income. My bills, which is my fixed expenses, is $2,423.21. My expenses is $355 $55.39, which may or may not increase in the month of June. I'll let you know. Savings is 462. I do not plan to let that change, but if anything changes, I will let you know. Investments is 0, although coming out of my deductions are investments into my Roth and my 401k. Okay. And then debt is $221.40. I cannot wait until that says 0. Like, I cannot wait until that category says 0. I really, really cannot. But I'm thinking that once I get all of my consumer debt paid now, I'm going to move my car payment from the bill category to debt category so that that can be my number one debt priority, my number one focus, so forth and so on. Okay. And that leaves me with a zero-based budget. Now, as you can see, it does not say buffer over here. And that's because I put the buffer into my expenses category. Okay. Because there was nowhere for buffer to be. So after all that is said and done, I have $0 left over. And that is my May budget. Okay. Well, do I plan to potentially, possibly, maybe, sort of, could be, I don't know, do a weekly closeout video? I might do that. I might do weekly closeout videos so that we can, I can kind of show you all where I am with this. I'm trying to foster a greater level of accountability because, like I said in my video, when it happened with the no spend, that no spend mentally set me back so far because I went from being well in my finances to having to tell myself no. And then after that, I just got into a spending frenzy, and then refund checks hit, and it was like money, money, money. And so my spending kind of became reckless. And so now I'm having to retrain my mind, y'all. And it's not easy. I put so much work in. And so it's definitely a challenge, but I'm getting back into it. This is me resetting my footing. I didn't even bring y'all a monthly budget in April. I don't even think I showed you a monthly budget in April, but this is what May is looking like. And I cannot wait to get this done. But you may or may not see a weekly close out so that we can kind of see where I am, engage where I am, and if I'm really upholding my end of the deal. Okay. But I will be having a payday budget breakdown because I want you to see how my paychecks will be broken up because, mind you, I'm not bringing any more than $3,000 a month. $462 goes towards my savings challenges. Does that mean that every single check it will be 1500 here and 1500 next pay? No, because it may change depending on what bills I have to cover. But all I'm saying is that I will not go above 3000 because $462 has to go to savings. Okay. If I'm trying to save more than I spend, I got to do what I got to do. Okay. And so the first paycheck, depending on what bills I have to take care of, maybe $1,600 is what I'm bringing to the table. And then the last check is going to be $1,400, so forth and so on. It's just I'm capping it at 3,000. I hope that that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. I try not to make this a long video for y'all today, so I kind of just already did the budget and said I'm just going to bring it to them and let them see how it goes. Have not started doing my expense tracking yet, but that won't start, of course, until I do my budget and actually get paid beginning on 5/7. All right, guys, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you all be well. Have a great week. God bless you.